What is going on in the realm of love and relationships this week? Select pile 1, 2, or 3, and let's dig in. Pile 1, you chose the Death card, Ace of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and Mercury with messages, travel, and communication. So what's going on in the realm of love with you this week? Because this feels less like it's a new crush and more like truth coming to the surface. Okay? Across all 3 piles, today I will say that there's a strong theme of something that has been emotionally suppressed prior, or misunderstood, or even avoided, finally becoming impossible to ignore. Okay, so that's the theme that I've gotten from today's energy. Okay, so for you, pile 1, with the cards that you see and that I have mentioned, something is changing dramatically in the emotional dynamic between you and another person here. Okay, the Death and the Ace of Cups combo tells me that an old emotional state is ending, so something new can emerge somehow here. This could absolutely be someone you've already dealt with rather than a completely new person as well, pile 1. So therefore, there may have been feelings that were intentionally buried, suppressed somehow, or pushed aside with this Death card. Someone may have convinced themselves that they were done, okay? Even over it, or simply weren't going to say what they felt in the Death card, okay? Because that's endings. It does say transformation, change, transitions, as well as release. But the Knight of Swords here says that that silence doesn't look like it's going to be permanent here, because the Knight of Swords comes in with assertion, direct, daring, with an activated level of communication here is what I see. Someone could suddenly communicate with that being said, and when they do, I don't think that this is necessarily going to be some beautiful rehearsed romantic confession as well. Okay, the Knight of Swords ain't rehearsed Nathaniel. Okay, it could come very suddenly, very direct. It definitely says direct. Okay, this could come like examples for this. For you, pile 1, could come in the form of, oh, I need to tell you something. I've been thinking about you, or I should have handled things, should have handled things differently, or I shouldn't have handled things the way that I did. This could be, can we talk? Someone finally admitting they still have feelings for you as well. Okay, with needing to release with the Ace of Cups, this could be somebody having a cry as well. Someone responding after a prolonged period of silence. A person reaching out after realizing they don't want the connection to completely die, completely go away, to completely be done. This could be an unexpected text, phone call, DM, or even an in-person confrontation or conversation here with Mercury showing up. And it says travel, communication, messages as well. So think of any form of communication this could come through. The Knight of Swords, of course, like I said, they don't rehearse nothing. So this can be impulsive. This can be out the blue. Someone may reach a point where they think, if I don't say this now, I'm never going to say it. This is something next to, with Death next to the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Swords, this is something they spew out. I just got to get this out. Okay? And here's the important part, pile 1. Death doesn't necessarily mean the relationship is ending. For those of you, if you are in a relationship. In this spread, Death appears to be killing off the old version of the relationship. Maybe a version where loving things, deep emotions were not expressed. Okay. So the dynamic cannot continue exactly as it has or had. Okay. The Ace of Cups says there's an opportunity for some type of emotional renewal or healing, but somebody has to actually open their mouth and tell the truth. Okay, and communicate that. So if you've been thinking, why haven't they said anything? This pile says that the silence may be preparing to break very soon here, even this week. Someone's feelings have changed, or someone's willingness to acknowledge the feelings that they have has changed. So don't assume the first communication means everything is magically fixed either. If there were issues here. The Knight of Swords can move quickly, while the Ace of Cups is asking for genuine emotional vulnerability as well. This question isn't merely, will they contact me? It's more so, what happens after the truth is finally spoken to? What happens after you spew all of this out? Okay. So that's what I'm seeing here. And this could be you to them or them to you. But do expect some kind of emotional release this week. Pile 1, that's what I have for you. Alrighty, my pile 2s, welcome. What's going on in the realm of love and relationships this week? Because you received the Ace of Swords reversed, the Three of Swords reversed, the Moon. You received truth expression, closed off, guarded, and resistance reversed, as well as regret and repression. So what's going on with you? Pile 2 is much more emotionally deep here. This is someone coming out of what seems with the Eight of Swords reversed as psychological and emotional imprisonment next to the Three of Swords, okay? The Eight of Swords reversed tells me that somebody has been trapped inside their own head, inside thine head. They may have wanted to communicate but didn't know how, okay? The Three of Swords reversed speaks about there's been an attempt to heal from whatever the pain is, but not convinced everything was actually expressed, okay? And then you have literally regret and repression here, okay? That's the giveaway. Somebody has been holding something inside, whether this is you or them, that could involve regret over something they said or that they did to you, regret over something they didn't say even, okay? I didn't express that. I didn't tell them that. And I should have told them that when XYZ happened. Can be, turning something over in our head multiple times. This could be an apology that was never delivered to you. Feelings that were essentially denied. Information also for some of y'all that was intentionally withheld here, because we have truth expression and regretting maybe not telling you something that they should have told you. For others, this is realizing they allowed fear to dictate their behavior as well. A realization that they hurt you or you hurt them more deeply than they admitted it. Okay. Or finally acknowledging that they weren't being completely honest with themselves, or for some of y'all, even you. Okay. Then we got the Moon here. It says illusions and hidden, confusion and secrets and uncertainty. Something hidden wants to become known. And the Moon doesn't necessarily mean outright deception, okay? It can mean emotional confusion. It can mean fear. It literally says uncertainty. It can mean secrecy. It says secrets on it. And not knowing what to do with what you feel, even. So someone could have been afraid that revealing the truth would make everything worse to you as well. Okay, if I told you this, who knows what would have happened, okay? But with the guarded here being reversed, says that their defenses or your defenses are finally coming down. So this person may finally tell you what was really going on with them, or you them. And this is where I think pile 2 could get very specific, okay? For some people here, you could receive an explanation that sounds something like, I wasn't ready. I didn't know how to talk about it. I was hurt too. I was scared. I handled it wrong, or there was more going on than you knew about. Or for others, I actually cared more than I let you believe that I did. This person may reveal that their behaviors wasn't necessarily basically like a reflection of lack of feelings for you or you them. Okay? They felt very deeply here when I look at the Moon and the water. There was an undercurrent here going on. And so fear and unresolved pain may have been running this show with the Eight of Swords and reversed, and the Three of Swords. At some point, this was upright for them. That's all that they could see. After you hurt me, that's all I could see. After I hurt you, that's all I could see is the hurt. And that was it. Okay? This is like when a bull sees nothing but red. That's all I seen after that. So the Three of Swords reverse also makes me think that this conversation could happen because somebody is finally tired of carrying the emotional weight of the Three of Swords. Okay. And these are hidden things, right? They want relief from those things. They want forgiveness, or would like, either you or them. And they do want a level of closure as well. And possibly they want another chance for some of y'all here as well. But there is a bit of a divine warning here that you are not to confuse someone's confession with their actual transformation as well. Okay? Because we transform and we grow in steps and cycles. Okay? Someone can finally tell you the truth and still not be ready to give you what you deserve also. So listen to what they say, but pay even closer attention to what they consistently do thereafter. Because the moon tells me there are still things that may need to become clearer to you or to them. These could be things that are just now becoming, rearing their head. All right. And the things that they're feeling, there's still a level of confusion there because the moon is upright. So the truth you've been waiting for may finally be expressed, pile 2, but you don't have to abandon your discernment simply because someone becomes more vulnerable all of a sudden, where they were closed off and guarded and very resistant, to honest expression before. You can have compassion for someone's pain without volunteering to become the place where they repeatedly dump it either. Okay. So something will be made clear to this pile where there was confusion, hurt, pain, guardedness, a non-expression of truth, and definitely with this person hanging in a position of like regret and repression. Okay. So that's what I have for you, pile 2. Pile 3, what's going on in the realm of love and relationships for you this week, or whatever time you see this reading here, because you receive the 5 of Swords, you receive Judgment, the Devil, the Queen of Swords, as well as Ego that says vanity and pride, North Node, cosmic, and purpose. Okay, pile 3, this is a reckoning with the Judgment here. It literally says awakening, reckoning, reflection. Okay, and return. This is completely different energy from what I just experienced in pile 1 and 2. We're dealing with somebody having to look at themselves here in this pile, whether this is you or them. The 5 of Swords and the Devil is not pretty energy. I'm going to tell you that right now. It says aggression, disputes, bullying, stress, conflict, arguments. 5 of Swords could even be fighting. This can represent or present itself as like power struggles, manipulation when these are together, control, jealousy, possessiveness, competitiveness, intentionally hurting someone to regain control. This is also spite, refusing to admit fault, needing to win arguments at any cost, abuse, toxic attachment, sex obsession, ego-driven behavior even, or an inability to let somebody go because their ego doesn't want to accept a level of rejection. Okay? And then comes Judgment in betwixt 5 of Swords and the Devil. Something has awakened in this person. There's a reckoning here. They are being forced to confront the part that they played, or you, in something being toxic. This is why I wouldn't necessarily read this pile as they're coming back because they miss you, or you them. It's deeper than that, pile 3. It is. They've had to confront what and why they couldn't let this connection go. What it was and why they couldn't let this connection go. Why they treated you a certain way, them or you. And the Queen of Swords that says honest, fair, cutthroat, objective, truthful, independent, boundaries, demanding certain things as well. Says somebody has become much more discerning in a situation. That could be you. This Queen of Swords could be you, the Querent. You may have reached a point where you're looking at the relationship without romanticizing it anymore, calling it like you see it with Awakening here. You're seeing this wasn't just passion, right? This wasn't just chemistry. There were unhealthy dynamics here that existed. And that realization is extremely important for you or them or for the both of you. Because the Devil plus the North Node that talks about purpose, okay, can indicate breaking an attachment pattern that was never meant to become your permanent identity as well. We're taking a look at, this is like your higher self coming through for pile 3. Someone may have had a tendency towards an aggressive nature, control, arrogance, manipulation, emotional intimidation as well, or even simply using their personality and sexual power to get what they wanted, whether this is you or them. And now what? Judgment is making them answer for themselves here. All right. That doesn't necessarily mean literal punishment, although for some it could be literal punishment with Judgment being here. Because I have seen the Queen of Swords be a judge. It can be consequences of some kind, that they lose access possibly to you or you them. They lose control that they thought that they had, a false sense of control. Someone could stop arguing with them, you know. You could stop arguing with them. Someone could stop validating their ego somehow as well, putting them in their place. And suddenly they have to sit with themselves. They have to sit with what you said with the Queen of Swords. Someone may realize, I can't manipulate this person anymore. I don't have this sense of power over them, this false sense of power over them that I thought I did, and they're awakening to that. Because the Queen of Swords isn't responding from emotional desperation anymore. And that's whether you're a man or a woman here. She's more observational. She's someone who does a lot of analyzing. And she's asking now, does this behavior actually align with the person you're claiming to be as well? And that's where things get powerful. Because I feel strongly that this connection may have been a lesson to you with North Node being here, and a lesson on the ego, in attachment boundaries, self-respect with the Queen of Swords here, as well as your ability to discern. For some of you, the person you're thinking about is genuinely going through a personal reckoning that needed to happen. This is an awakening to thyself, to this ego version of themselves that was essentially very unhealthy for them and for others. You and for some of you here, you are the one breaking the cycle. And that's the more important message here. You may be realizing, I don't need to fight somebody to prove my worth. I don't need to compete for love. I don't need to convince somebody to choose me or to treat me right. I don't need chaos to feel chemistry either, right? Because for some of y'all, this could look like passion, right? Oh, they'll fight over me. Oh, they'll do behind me. And some of you are also saying that I don't need to participate in power struggles anymore. I don't need to be loved in that way. Because the North Node energy is basically moving toward a healthier expression of yourself. Okay. This is also, you see them taking a look in the mirror here, pile 3. Taking a look in the mirror, right? For some of you with vanity and pride, your beauty, your handsomeness could have been attracting this to you as well. Or your cycle of accepting people because of how they look, right? But are purposeless. They're not aware of themselves. This lesson wasn't necessarily about getting this person back, because the Five of Swords is very petty energy. It's very spiteful energy. It's very much so giving, you did this to me, I'm going to do this to you. So this lesson may have been about becoming the version of yourself who would no longer tolerate what the old version of you tolerated. Pile 3. And ironically, that transformation may be exactly what causes someone from your past to recognize what they lost. And the Queen of Swords is giving recognition does not automatically equal access either. Like if they've become, all of a sudden they took a look in the mirror, I'm aware of this in myself and I'm awakened to it now. And now, I've learned my lesson with the North Node. I've grown from this ego and this pride. Someone can regret losing you. Someone can awaken. Someone can recognize their toxic behaviors towards you, towards themselves, towards others. Someone can even genuinely change here. And you still get to decide whether they're allowed back into your life. And that's what's going on right here. All right? So energy across all 3 piles. Pile 1, if you're still watching. Something emotionally buried wants to come out. 2, you had something emotionally hidden wants to be confessed. It's a lot of, okay. And pile 3, something psychologically toxic has to be, toxic has to be confronted. So the the overall energy is, for these relationships this week is that truth is becoming more important than the fantasy ever was. Okay. Someone snapped out of it. Somebody may communicate this week. Somebody may confess. Somebody may apologize. Somebody may finally reveal what they've been feeling this whole time. And somebody else may simply realize, I don't want this anymore. Either way, the energy is moving toward more clarity with the Queen of Swords. And that's the real gift here. Because once you know the truth, you don't have to keep guessing it. Replaying, just staying in a state of confusion. How about I saw you for what you really were, right? Who you really were to me, regardless of your ability to grow from that. This is who you were to me. You don't have to decode silence. You don't have to chase explanation. You don't have to manufacture closure. The truth gives you the information you need to decide what happens next. And the proof is in the pudding. And that's what I see here. So this is what I have for you. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Toodles.